Hello, welcome to this Gateway Flipped Classroom video. In Unit 9 of your student's book, you heard people giving tips about what to do when you have problems with mobile phones or other technology. I like to listen to tech tips. They can be very useful if you ever find yourself in a similar situation. For example, there was the man who got his mobile phone wet. Do you remember? He fell into a river. When he got out of the water, the phone started to vibrate. Luckily, he knew what to do with a wet phone. He said, "Stop using your phone." And then, "Don't forget to take out the battery." After that, remember to put the phone in a bowl of rice. This helps to dry it out. We've just seen a set of verbs that can go with either a gerund or an infinitive. With one of those verbs, we can use either the gerund or the infinitive, and it makes no difference to the meaning of the sentence. But with the other verbs, the form of the verb that follows changes the meaning of the sentence. Look at our sentence with start. We can also say, "The phone started vibrating." These two sentences mean exactly the same thing. So start is a verb that can go with either a gerund or an infinitive with no difference in meaning. We can say, "I started to walk," or "I started walking," and there is no difference in meaning. However, when we use the other verbs, the meaning of the sentence changes when we use a gerund or infinitive. Let's examine stop first. If I say, "I stopped using my phone," with the gerund, it means I was doing an activity and then I stopped. So in this case, I was using my phone and then I stopped. It has a very different meaning from "I stopped to use my mobile phone." In this example, with the infinitive, I was doing one activity and then I stopped that activity because I wanted or needed to do another. So, I was studying, for example, and then I stopped because I wanted or needed to use my phone. Now let's look at remember. If I say, "I remember putting my phone in my bag," it means I did something and that I remember it later. So first, I put my phone in my bag, and then I remember that I put it there. But if I say, "I remembered to put my phone in my bag," with the infinitive, it means that first I remembered that I needed to do something, and then I did it. So, I remember where I need to put my phone, and then I put it there. With forget, something similar happens. If I say, "I forgot taking out the battery," it means that I did something, and now I don't remember that I did it. So I took out the battery, but then I forgot that I had taken it out. But if I use the infinitive and say, "I forgot to take out the battery," it means I didn't do something that I intended to do. So I intended to take out the battery, but I didn't remember, and so I didn't do it. Finally, with like, we usually use the gerund. This is to say that you do something because you enjoy it. So, I like taking photos with my mobile phone. But when we use like with the infinitive, the idea is that you do something because you think it's useful or a good idea. So, I like to make a copy of all my photos. Maybe you don't actually enjoy doing this, but you think it's a good, sensible idea. So, you remember the story about the man who fell in the river with his mobile phone? Believe it or not, the same thing happened to me. It was icy, and I slipped and fell into a river. When I got out, I could feel my heart vibrating. I was really worried about my heart. Then I realized it was just my mobile phone in my inside pocket. The phone stopped vibrating, and I put it on the top of a rock to dry it in the sun. But suddenly it started vibrating again, faster than before. It fell off the rock and crashed onto the ground. But I took it home, took the battery out, dried it in rice, and my phone actually worked the next day. Anyway, the most important piece of advice here isn't just to use rice to dry your phone. My advice is never fall into an ice-cold river. Thanks for watching. See you again soon.